everyone, I'm Megan Lee, and welcome to Manga Mondays on the Noob Reviews. We are finally getting back into Demon Slayer. I don't think I did anything last week. I haven't done anything in a while. Lots been going on. But we are trying to get back into it this week, so what is happening with my hair? Again? Crazy. Doesn't matter. Okay. I read 3 chapters. So we're going to cover 3 chapters, which I think we can cover in pretty good time. They're not super long chapters, so it's not going to be super difficult. But we start out at, this is book 2 of Demon Slayer. Look at this art. I love the cover art. And that's like a demon, and he's kind of, I'm getting Michael Jackson vibes, but I'm pretty sure it's just the hat. Well, and the hair, and the nose. Let's be honest. All right. Okay. So, first off, we have this really great, book 2 gives us just an overview of book 1, plus character descriptions. So that's always great for my little brain. They can't retain information. And we jump right into the trial on the mountain, where he's fighting demons all night long. And we have met that really disgusting demon that is like arms everywhere, and it's just huge, massive, and disgusting. And is specifically out to get Tanjiro because he loves to eat Irokodaki's students, because Irokodaki was the one who trapped him on this mountain. So there's that. And so Tanjiro defeats him, as we see. A difficult battle, but he manages to defeat this absolutely disgusting demon. And the interesting thing is, and we've always known this since book 1, that Tanjiro is very sympathetic towards demons. And I always assumed it was just because his sister had been turned into a demon, and thus he was sympathetic to them because of his sister. Which, yes, but also we get more insight into the demons. And this demon, as he is, disappearing, dying, basically, we hear this demon's thoughts. And all of a sudden, we are given a glimpse of who this demon was before he was a demon. And he was just this little boy who actually slayed his own brother. And as this demon is dying, the person that he was is being revealed and is coming to the surface and feeling remorse. And we see, look at his face. Look at Tanjiro's face. That's some good art. If, this is black and white drawings, but the way they did his eyes, we can see the sympathy and the sadness and the empathy. Well done. Well done. And in this moment, I was the person that was like, yeah, kill all the demons, make them dead, blah, 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 they're evil. It wasn't even thinking who was this demon before. This demon was like, this was a person. This was a person with dreams and thoughts and feelings and a family and stuff. And Tanjiro all along has known this. But me and myself, I don't know, it was just cool how this story gave me that realization, and it gives us as the reader that insight into these demons are more than just a demon. They were somebody, right? And Tanjiro shows us that. So I thought that was very, very cool. So that was just some very interesting insight and little personal journey to go on. Kudos to the writer for that. After that, we come back to these strange girls, these twins, who congratulate them, and there's literally 4 or 5 survivors? Yes, out of 20, only 4 survive. Crazy. We have Buddy here completely panicking. Okay, so he survived, but he's in serious panic mode. There he is. Serious panic mode right now. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. He has not gotten out of that. Yeah, I survived this night, but eventually I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna die. In the end, I'll die. Yeah, you are gonna die. You are going to die. We're all going to die in the end. We don't know. We don't even get to choose how we die or when we die. But in a way, we get to choose how we die. This is what this buddy who's panicking here needs to learn. Okay? He needs to learn you get to choose the attitude and the mindset with which you die. And he just hasn't made that journey yet. So I don't know if we're going to come back to these characters, but Tanjiro and the other characters who survived, we do get some insight into them and their personality. So I don't know if that is because we're going to come back to them or just good storytelling. I don't know. We do get to learn a lot about this one particular survivor who only cares about his katana. He only wants his katana. He doesn't care about getting these ravens that are like, I don't know what they're for. I think they end up being like messenger birds. But I just wonder if they're going to be something else to them. You know, what more do they do other than like send messages? But Mr. Katana here, he punches his bird away. Then he grabs one of the girls by her hair and he's like, basically, give me my katana, blah, blah, blah. So he survived. This guy is one of those personalities that is like a bully. Okay, he's a bully. He's a bully and he preys on people that he thinks are weaker than him. And he thinks he's like this amazing person. He's like a big leader and he's gonna whatever. No, you have zero leadership qualities, bud. I'm just saying. And so Tanjiro steps in, stands up for this girl, obviously, threatens this dude that he's going to break his arm. I think he definitely twists his arm. He definitely hurts his arm. And then these girls are like, they don't even seem really phased, these twins. I don't know if they're human or not. I kind of feel like they're not exactly human. They're just, they're very interesting personalities, those girls that live on the mountain. Maybe they're like, look really young, but they're like 1,000 years old or something. I don't know. Anyway, Katana dude gets calmed down. This is Tanjiro, Katana dude that is panicking about his death. And this girl like literally says nothing but plays with a butterfly the whole entire time. So that's interesting. She seems completely unaffected by what just happened to her or what is happening around her. And so we have our 4 survivors who are all very individual personalities, each and every one of them. That is chapter 8. So a lot happens in chapter 8. Chapter 9, we get a lot happening, but it's almost a little bit filler in some ways. And it's just, gets us into the next adventure, basically. But Tanjiro makes it home. He's like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually exhausted. He's got nothing left. He feels like he's failed because he killed all these demons, right? And he survived. But at the same time, he's failed because he's found out he intended to ask these demons, what can he do to save his sister? How do you turn back? But none of them were in a conversing type mood, and he basically had to kill all the ones he came across because it was kill or be killed. But I love this entrance by Nezuko. Like, she just, bam, out she comes. All of a sudden, like, what an entrance. She just kicked that door down. And she gives him a big old hug, but she's like grown. She's super huge again. So even though she's younger than him and technically lower than him, she's taller than him. So he's like the little kid and she's the big, tall sibling. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. Urokadaki comes out. Everybody cries. And we get to meet the sword maker, the katana maker, who's we have a lot of interesting characters in Demon Slayer. Very interesting characters. This one is especially eccentric. Completely focused on his art, his sword making. It's all about the sword, nothing else but the sword, talking about the sword. Tanjiro's trying to invite him in as just sword, 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 sword. And Tanjiro wants to invite him in and do the polite thing, like, here's, have some tea, blah, blah, blah. And so Tanjiro's not listening to this dude is not listening to Tanjiro. They're not communicating at all. Finally, Buddy comes in to give Tanjiro his sword and is super, super excited because he believes that the sword is going to change color and he thinks it might go like a reddish orange color because of who Tanjiro is. He calls him a child of brightness because he's got some hair, reddish hair and eyes. So houses who work with fire have that type of children, and then the sword may turn red when Tanjiro holds it. So Urokodaki, the sword maker, Tanjiro are all kind of looking forward to this, right? The sword is going to turn red when he pulls it out of its sheath. Yeah, that's not what happens. So, it's black. Black. And this sword maker kind of freaks out in this very childish way. And it's kind of like she jumps on Tanjiro like he's a little child. And Tanjiro's like, are you, like, how old are you? You're acting like a child. This guy goes, I'm 37. Okay. So there have been high hopes for this sword. And it turns black, which is a bad thing? A good thing? No. Why does this happen? I'm sorry. I don't know them. Okay. So it's black. So we're left wondering if that is like a good thing or a bad thing. Nobody tells us. And then we get to see what these crows are actually for. And so they are messenger birds. At least thus far is just a messenger bird. Okay. And Tanjiro gets his first job. His first real job as a demon slayer. And girls are just disappearing. They're just there and then they're gone. So what is happening? They're disappearing from the streets. They're disappearing in their beds. People are around them and they gone. Oh yeah, chapter 10. Chapter 10 tells us a little bit about the swords. So Nichiren's swords change color depending on their bearer, and each color has distinct characteristics. However, very few people have black swords, so many details are unknown. So unknown, in fact, that it is said that unsuccessful swordsmen have black blades. So it's not been proven that having a black sword is like unlucky or like a bad thing. It's also not disproven, so there's a lot of rumors around the black blade. And I have this theory that maybe as Tanjiro grows over time and learns new skills, that maybe his blade will change from black to another color. Like, because Tanjiro has so much to learn and I don't know. I just wonder. And I also wonder, like, the other three survivors, what color did their blades turn? Did their blades turn color at all? I just have so many questions. So many questions. Yes. So then we get to go to, well, Tanjiro sets off, but we get first, Urokodaki makes this lovely box for Nezuko. So she's got to like shrink herself up and she can go in there and hide and the sun won't hit her, and it's like very, it's a light wood, but it's a very strong box. So also he gets a very fancy uniform that it breathes easily, resists water and flame, and can even resist the claws and fangs of weaker, lesser demons. Ooh. Kind of like a superhero's costume, like in Marvel or DC. Anyway. Moving on. Yes. Oh, and we are also told that Urokodaki has figured out that Nezuko has to sleep to replenish his strength. That's the theory. Nezuko sleeps to replenish her strength instead of eating the flesh of humans. Because, again, Nezuko has not actually eaten a human, so she hasn't taken the full form of a demon. So the theory is that she's sleeping to gain strength. And we go to the village where the girls are disappearing. And Tanjiro uses his nose. Over here. Tanjiro uses his nose, which people still find strange. And we are seeing girls disappear into this black, inky, like spots form around them, and then they're like sucked in. Just super creepy. Look at that. And Tanjiro can smell it happening. Action. Look at that jump. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So Tanjiro has found and is about to face he does rescue the girl, his very first demon that has a special power known as blood demon art, basically. They have supernatural abilities. And this is a very interesting looking demon. Weird. So it's like one, but it also turns into like three. Like it can shift into three different demons, and it can move through the ground, through walls, kind of appear out of thin air. It's super weird. It's got that super weird strength. Yeah, good luck with that. Things aren't looking well for Tanjiro. And I think, well, that's where we're left. Here's my theory. Okay. Nezuko is gonna, I have like pen ink on my hand. Nezuko is going to jump out of the box and kick some demon butt and save him. Theory. Okay. I'm gonna start watching the show because I feel like I'm far enough into this now that I could watch the first couple episodes of Demon Slayer, because I don't want to watch any of the episodes that I have not read yet. Yes. So when I come back, I'll let y'all know how that goes, because it's on Netflix. So there, I'll be watching that. I will see you all Wednesday for my independent comic book review of Ice.